Welcome back to the All Pro Show from Love and Warren, Texas in Grapevine. My name is Wally Lynn. Give it up for Randy White, Hall of Famer from the Dallas Cowboys. Always fun to talk to the guys who made it all happen for the Cowboys. See how nice that was to you right then?
You were very nice to me.
Guys
You've been nice to me all night.
The guys who made it all happen. I didn't say old timers, nothing like that.
It wouldn't hurt my feelings. You can call me old timer. It don't matter.
Oh boy, I tell you, it's there's so many stories. You're one of my favorite storytellers. You and my good friend Charlie Waters, and I'm going to hit you with this one to see if you remember it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, and then we'll get into our Bud Light six-pack of questions up here on the Cadillac stage. He told me a story one time. Of course, your nickname was the Manster.
Right, which Charlie was the one that really pressed that name.
Charlie was the one, half man, half monster.
Half man, half monster.
You became the Manster, and that became something that everybody pretty much around the league knew. Right.
They had some other names for me, but that was one of
them. Well, that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
Now, the story that Charlie tells is that you were playing in a game, and you were playing against someone.
Greg Couch.
Of the Eagles?
No, he played for Minnesota.
Played for Minnesota, and he said something to you that had you just laughing during the game. So why don't
he played,
can you tell it?
I'll tell you. You want me to tell that story?
Yeah, tell the story, please.
Okay, Greg Couch. He was playing for Green Bay, and they had an article on me doing the martial arts stuff in the Game Day magazine that they pass out there. So we're down on the goal line. And I get into this argument with this guy, and we're shoving at each other and blah, blah. And he goes, "What are you going to do, Kung Fu me, Mr. Kung Fu Man?" And I thought that was funny when he said that, right? And I looked at him, and I went back to the huddle anyway. So he played against Dutton, too. He was a guard who played against Dutton. So the next year, we're playing Minnesota. And he's playing for Minnesota. He got traded from Green Bay to Minnesota. He's playing against Dutton again. And he comes over. He started the argument with me. I didn't start it, right? And we're shoving around there. And again, he goes, "You're not a manster. You're a manhole." And I looked at him, manhole. He goes, "Yeah, half man, half." And that's one of the few times I laughed during my football career. That guy was pretty sharp. He set me up for that one, man.
You got to love players who plan comedy to try to get underneath your skin.
I never thought about playing a joke on somebody during a game.
The manhole. Yeah. Part man, part blank hole.
Yeah,
I get
whatever,
it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get to our Bud Light six-pack of questions because I know that there are a couple other stories that I think I can twist out of you here along the way if we don't get to them here. So, all right, let's start with this. The team that you hated the most.
Whoever we were playing that particular week. I didn't dislike anyone. I didn't discriminate against one or another. Now, the team I wanted to beat the most was our division rivals. But I want to beat everybody. But, I can't say that I hated the Redskins worse than I did the Eagles. I didn't like any of them.
I'll say this. There's a classic piece of NFL Films video of you where you're standing like during the national anthem.
Yeah.
And you got this snarl on your face. You look like a manhole.
Yeah. A manhole? Thanks, Wally.
No, but you had that look that you were a person who got very angry before games. Is that true?
Oh, yeah. I prepared myself mentally. You're not going out there to play two-hand touch. You're going out there to try to
destroy somebody.
Yeah. So, I wasn't able to do that in a good mood. Like if I was in the mood I'm in tonight, I sure couldn't.
There you go.
Yeah. So that was part of it.
All right. Question number 2. Did you? And I'm just going to use this word to see what you say. Did you fear Tom Landry?
Of course I feared him. I was afraid to admit that. I was scared to death of Coach Landry.
Why? Like the first time you met him, because he was a legend, how did he carry himself with you? Because I don't know if he treated everybody the same, but why did you fear him so much?
It wasn't so much fear. I never wanted to disappoint him.
There you go.
I never wanted to disappoint him, and he expected a lot of all his players. He expected a lot of me, and You know, I remember when we were rookies, Bob Brunick, Thomas Henderson, and I, they had to let go a couple guys that had been with the team to keep us, you know, as a new group coming in to kind of.
Were you part of the Dirty Dozen?
Yes.
Yeah, 12 rookies made the team that year?
Yeah, and I remember Coach Landry called Bob and Thomas and I in the meeting room, and he just said, "I hope you all are worth it," and that was it.
Wow.
And but you know, I just you know, during meetings and you know, he would ask me. I tried to play middle linebacker, right? And I knew everything the middle linebacker did. I studied it. You know, I could answer any question you would ask me. But I'd get in a meeting and I'd be sitting there and I'd be trying to hide so he wouldn't ask me a question. And he'd say, Randy, what do you do on flex week, 32 flex week? And I'd just sit there and I'd go, nothing would come out. I mean, I don't know why. I was scared. You know,
You just growl?
I knew the answer. I'd sit there and go, oh. And then he'd go, anybody else know the answer? And Bob Brunick, of course, Bob knew right away.
Of course, Bob
do this,
did.
do. You know, that's why he ended up being a middle linebacker, and I was a defensive tackle.
Okay, give me a good fish story, because I know that you're a big fisherman.
Right.
Like, did you? Let me try to set it up for you. Like, practice over, did you go find a pond? Was that your routine, or was that in the morning, or what?
Sometimes on Saturdays for home games.
Yeah.
Ernie Stautner and I'd go leave the practice field. We'd go fishing.
Yeah.
You know, that's before they made us stay in the hotel the night before the game.
Biggest bass you ever caught?
Wally, I'm a fisherman.
10-pounder?
20 pounds.
You got to, no, you didn't. It was this big, I swear.
I couldn't fit him in the back of the truck. I'd have brought him home.
So do you have a good fishing story for me that comes to mind? Like you and Dutton, did you guys ever go do some fishing?
I'll tell you a story. Ernie Stautner and I went fishing one time out in Aubrey, and a friend of mine, Tom Decker, had a little pond, and we went out there on a Saturday, and we had all our fish, and there was 2 boats there. The easiest one was to get was the aluminum one, right? They had water in them, so we just dumped it over and got in the aluminum boat. And we're paddling out there, and I think I get a bite. And I set the hook, right, hard as I can. And I miss the fish.
Uh-oh.
And I roll over backwards into the water. And I pop my head up right away, and I look, and there's Ernie. And he goes clunk into the water, and the boat sinks to the bottom of the thing, and our fishing tackle's all over the place. And we had a couple iced teas floating around, if you know what I mean. And I see Ernie reaching and grabbing. I took the cooler. I started pushing. I said, Ernie, grab the cooler, grab the cooler. I thought
Please grab the cooler.
I thought he was drowning. He said, I'm not drowning. I'm trying to get my fishing stuff. Oh, then I didn't want to get near him, right? So then we had to go back, get the other boat, clean it up like we should have in the first place, go out there. We got it on the place, got us a drag. We hooked the aluminum boat. And I'm paddling, and Ernie got the chain pulled all the way up to the back with the other boat, and I'm paddling towards the bank, and I go, whoa, and our paddle breaks. And my buddy Tom Decker was sitting up there on the bank. He says, this is better than watching TV.
That's great.
Anyway.